March 4th, 2023. It's Joseph's 40th birthday. I called him earlier today. Um, I know how significant Judy was for me, and I wanted to remind him on his birthday. I know he had a very close relationship with her. I know he was her everything. Um, so I made sure to keep her memory alive. Um, I told him what it was like when I was made aware. I mean, I was about 4 or 5 years old when she found out that she was having him. And that's when I learned what happens, like firsthand, to see the metamorphosis of like the design of a woman, and like how amazing it was through this creation of life and this metamorphosis of this growth, and then this, I mean, separation of mother and child, and then this little harmless, I mean, helpless little life form that then grows, watching the evolution of time. Um, it was a very spiritual experience. She also being my House of August. And the only House of August that I was able to see actually go through these changes that a woman goes through when um, gifted with the miracle of life. Um, in like time flowers. Um, and so I didn't go that deeply in with him, but I just wanted him to know very briefly how symbolic she was to me as a woman, and what his birth signified for me. I mean, she had him on a very special day, the number 3-4 in a row. It was easy for me to remember. Um, if this is his 40th birthday, he was born in 83. Again, symbolically, I was 8-3. She was having a baby 8-3 on the 3-4. I was I arrived the 4-3. It was all very like universally woven for me in things that I would remember for a lifetime. Um, I told him that I remember I got one of the only invitations to his first birthday, um, and how I felt like I was so privileged because I knew how important he was to her, to be the one invited over to have the very special ceremonial cake with them. As a child, the whole part of her and Joseph's journey into this world was just so miraculous for me, to be witness to it and take part in it. I mean, she made it so I was very included, which really made me feel very special. Um, he was her only child. So I wanted him to know that I knew how she always made everything so special for me, that in her memory, on his day, he must be missing her terribly. Um, I wanted him to know that we were carrying her memory on, and that we missed him and we wished him well. Um, and because, of course, it's his birthday into the world, but it's birthdays for me are just the special connection between mother and child. So I wanted him to know, like, before he arrived, he was already special in the family, that he was arriving to. Um, so anyhow, I wanted to make sure that he knew that, because again, you lose touch. You don't know what somebody's going through somewhere else. Um, so it's that. Then on my end, yesterday I'm reading up on this version of construct, that words that and things of importance that came somehow into my series of rooms. Um, and then I'm watching, they had on a marathon of Harry Potter. I realized it was the studio, so the Dio was Warner Brothers. And when I break that word down, it's Warn, Warn Brothers. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Because at the Men's Warehouse, like, I don't really ever know. Um, did not know that there were 8 in the series of Harry Potter. I have not seen all of them, but it started. It started on 3, which is the Prisoner of Azkaban. Um, in that I'm in need of knowing things. Um, since I'm just having all sorts of trouble and I don't even know where to begin. I began with number 3 out of the 8, and then I cross-reference page 178 of this, whatever. And on what I found on the page of 178 of this, knowing the very special time flower I am, it makes me concerned of some commandeer or some usurp of something that I've needed somewhere between, I don't know, they call it holly blue here. Um, but I've already passed the time, or the test of time. I mean, I was so deeply enthralled with how time worked, how a human could be created out of nothingness. I mean, we were reading medical books, and I was only like 4 in anticipation of Joseph. Um, I don't even know if he knows how significant he really was. In his journey between wherever he was before he was born and built and ready to be delivered to here. Um, but anyhow, in The Prisoner of Azkaban, in that, there's time travel. I remember taking my kids to see it in a kind of sort of, in the movie, they mention having memories and then having memories taken away. They mention the Dementors. Um, they mention a whole bunch of things about time travel, being 2 places at once. All the sorts of things of like, if I imagine like my personality type, what was I built and fitted for? I really feel wherever Harry Potter takes place, if there's a pseudo, I saw today on Facebook somebody put up Saint Michael's in the UK, a picture of it, and it looked very Harry Potter-esque. I don't know, again, in the Alps, um, being a mountain range of proportions, um, that I have not explored. Um, it just looks like in this Harry Potter movie, it's where I feel like I should have wound up. I should have been able to meet someone. I should have been able to have children within that protected. I mean, again, it used to be called a citadella, but now New York is so different, and I don't want to confuse the two different metro styles. Um, but growing up in that level of community and then learning from that level of scholar or professorship, then like meeting somebody within that level of network, being able to have children with somebody in that level of network, and then being able to teach over a lifetime and give back. Like that's really what I envisioned for myself in like a safe, protected kind of compound almost. Um, the series of rooms I've been in though have not been anything close to that reality. Um, I don't know why. But I know in ruler being a form of measurement, if that's how one uses it, there is a way to gauge and tell in the rings of and the fabric of space and time. There is linear format and it is calculatable. It has its own formula. And I really thought that there was better protection over the special features than what I arrived to. Um, Yesterday we went to Boy Scouts or Cub Scouts. I keep saying Boy Scouts, but it's Cub Scouts with my son, and instantaneously he felt he just slid right into a comfort zone. He was looking forward to going. We get there, he's happy, and right away he wants to go last night for his uniform. Right away, and I said we had to wait because it was after hours till today. Um, so we made the trip. Grandma helped with the investment of the uniform for him. Um, and he cannot wait for Friday to be part of that again. Um, so I thought that that was really wonderful. And I'm excited for him to have this level of um, ability or his ability to reach out of um, where I'm stuck. I mean, like he's part of like my time flower. He's part of my like constellation. But for him to have this piece of getting somewhere where there's a network and at least he can be found to hopefully set and correct whatever went wrong in my piece of not being able to get to the level of education and partner and I mean having an assigned family member. I really would have thought that that would have cinched the deal and my life would have been protected and would have been cared for in a manner of ease based on the level of preparedness and the level of importance of the assigned person that I had. And the verbal, I mean, why make a verbal promise if you're not going to keep it? At groundskeeper. Um, I wholeheartedly, with all of my boys, I never made promises to them that I couldn't keep. If they really wanted something and they really were insisting on something and they really wanted an answer, I used to tell Ben all the time, I can't answer that right now, Ben. I said, because I'm not going to make a promise I can't keep. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Kidderza. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way universe, galaxy is broken. And it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.